Once you have your authentic values, your gift, and the theme of your life, it's time to start crafting a new vision, crafting with language. So in Mach2, you'll find the precise instructions for how to craft and how to language that vision. I'll go over a couple of them here. A vision is nothing more than a story. It's a short story. It's a paragraph. It's 2 paragraphs. It's 3 paragraphs. It's a page. You can have a vision about 100 different things in your life, 100 different visions. They don't need to be a book. They just need to tell a story that allows you to watch a very short film script. So refer to Mach2 for the precise guidelines on how to language your vision, because without that precision of language, you end up actually casting a vision of something you probably don't want. The first and foremost rule of crafting the language of your vision is to write in the first person. This is happening to you now. So if I was writing my vision, I would write it, I am experiencing this now. I am this way now. I am doing this now. It contrasts significantly from goal setting. Goal setting teaches us to language what we want out in the future with a deadline for attainment, which actually creates a vision that we don't have it now. And as you'll remember from this conversation, motivation pours forth to the degree there's a contrast between our vision and reality. So if you're making $10,000 a month now and you want to earn $20,000 a month, you've got to affirm, you've got to create a vision of earning $20,000 a month so that you get the contrast between reality, which is 10, and your vision, which is 20. That contrast is what creates the motivation. What our high spirit self is designed to do is close the gap. It's designed to take reality and move it up to the vision. If what you're affirming is that you want to earn $20,000 a month and you have a plan for its attainment, then the plan and the goal actually affirm that you still earn 10. And so what you actually create in goal setting is a vision to accomplish nothing, but a vision that you want to earn 20,000. And a vision to want something that you're not prepared, not motivated to get, just sets you up for frustration. So there is a time and a place for creating a plan for attainment and even setting goals and deadlines, but it's way after we have deeply embedded a properly crafted vision so that we have the motivation to actually work the plan. So the plan is just a formality. The plan doesn't end up being the vision or the affirmation. So first person present tense, I own it now. I'm acting this way now. I'm doing this now. If your vision is about fitness, it's the workouts that you're doing now every day. It's the food that you're eating now every day. If your vision is about a relationship and how you're going to communicate and how you're going to be in that relationship, the vision is written as this is how you are today. This is how you're speaking to your spouse today. This is how you're listening to your spouse today. These are the acts of kindness that you're doing today. These are the gifts you're giving today, right? First person, present tense. Incredibly important. If there's any deviation from first person, present tense, you basically end up writing a vision about what you want, affirming that you don't have it. The second key language guide in crafting a vision is every word you use has the potential to be converted by the mind into a picture. And the picture has to be lined up with what you want, not what you don't want. Because the mind takes language and converts it to pictures without necessarily understanding the rationale or the context. So if you language in your vision that you want to be debt-free, think about the pictures that your mind could create with the word debt-free. The absence of something is a difficult picture for the mind to conjure up. Much easier for the mind to conjure up something it has history with. So it has history with debt. It knows what debt looks like. It knows what debt feels like. So when you use the phrase debt-free, what the mind locks in on is the picture of debt, the feeling of debt, the energy around debt, the weakness of debt, the fear of debt. So you want to be very careful about the language that you choose and think and ask yourself, when I use these words, what are the pictures that I am likely to conjure up from these words? Because the way you and I think follows this sequence. We think in words. The words we convert to pictures. We are teleological in nature. We convert the words to pictures. We think in pictures. Not every word can be converted to a picture. So we want to use words that conjure up pictures. Where we get the pictures are from our memories, from our knowledge, from our history. If we've never encountered something, if we don't have any context or history or memory of something, the word does not trigger a picture. If you could find, somebody in a remote rainforest and you said to them, rocket, they wouldn't know what you're talking about. The word would mean nothing, right? Because they can't convert the word to a picture and they don't have an associated memory or relationship with the picture. So you've got to use words that you have a relationship with, you have a history with, you have a memory around, and that memory is inspirational, it's positive, it's uplifting, it's comforting, it's peaceful, it's joyous, it's loving. Choose words that trigger pictures. The third sequence in the way we think is we convert the pictures to emotions, to feelings. And feelings is the fuel that human beings burn. Rockets burn jet fuel to get where they want to go. Humans burn feelings. Feelings is the fuel of the human spirit. We chase feeling a certain way or avoiding feeling a certain way. We look to avoid pain. We look to avoid fear. And we pursue joy and love and peace. So your vision has got to be language precisely to conjure up these words, these pictures, these feelings. Clarity in a vision is power. A picture is worth 1,000 words of clarity. Why do we add pictures and movie clips to our vision? Because they are worth 1,000 words of clarity. So as you craft your vision, think through the filter of clarity, detail. This is why it's important to know what color is the sky. What are the other people in your movie wearing? What are you wearing? How are you feeling? How are they feeling? What are you saying? What are they saying? What's the look on their face? What's the look on your face? Imagine that there was a movie clip, even if it's 30 seconds or a minute, of your vision, like a Hollywood-produced movie. Notice how there'd be a soundtrack, right? There'd be a backdrop. People would be wearing precise things. They would have perhaps jewelry on, and they would have certain clothes on. Their hair would be styled a certain way. They'd have a look on their face, right? They would be speaking a certain way and saying certain things. Without that clarity, that detail, a movie is meaningless to us. It doesn't move us. The part of you that responds to all of this, that is moved by this, your spirit can't respond to a vague message. It's not sure what the movie's about. It can't hear all the dialogue. It doesn't respond to faceless figures or, figures that have no expression. Every detail matters. So it's way more important to write about a precise moment in time with immense detail than to try to write about a big moment in time, a long moment in time where the detail suffers. To the degree there is clarity, the high spiritual power in us cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one vividly imagined. It cannot tell the difference. The part of us that moves mountains, the part of us that overcomes insurmountable odds, the part of us that can motivate us to do every day what we know we need to do, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, 365 days, however many days in a row it takes. The part of us that is immensely powerful can motivate us to do whatever we need to do to accomplish our dreams. And that part of us cannot tell the difference between a real experience and one vividly imagined. Now, how is that the secret to success? Well, imagine that whatever your vision is, whatever you want to accomplish in life, imagine that for the last year, you had already accomplished it. You were already that person. You already did that single daily action every day. You already spoke to your spouse that way every day. You already performed those acts of kindness. You already provided those gifts. You were already present every day. Imagine that whatever your vision about income is, you already earned that every day, every week, every month, and you'd been earning at that high level for years. That was your history. That was your reality. That was your experience. So therein lies the secret to success, because we can actually teach the part of us that is immensely powerful to believe and expect and tolerate only a certain level of abundance and experience in life. So if you can just imagine that life has always been that way for you for the last 365 days, for the last 48 months, for the last 10 years, you see the power of as though it's real. What it does is it lends itself to tomorrow. We're just going to stay on the same path. Tomorrow is just going to be more of the same. So why is it that the part of us that is so immensely powerful can't tell the difference between a real experience and one vividly imagined? Well, that's deep neuroscience on how the brain works. Doesn't really matter. It's kind of like a light switch, right? You flip it on, the light comes on. You flip it off, the light goes off. And that, my friends, is the secret to success. And therein lies the power of vision. And therein lies why it's so important that you master the language of vision. Talking to your spouse in a certain way, eating a certain way, working out, talking to one person a day about your product or your opportunity, teaching the kids, contributing to your cause, writing if you want to write every day, blogging if you want to blog every day, studying if you need to study every day, hiking if you need to hike every day, whatever your single daily action is that sends you down the path of blasting through your stratosphere, this is the secret to accomplishing it. Once you get this vision written, what do you do with it? Repetition here leads to belief, and belief in inevitability solidifies your vision as a vision. What does repetition look like? Simple process. Couple of times a day. Pull out your written vision. Read it. As you read it, visualize it, meditate on it, imagine it. How you and I learn to believe. Every morning, you read your vision, you watch the movie, you call in the feelings. And in the evening, before you go to bed at night, the same thing. Maybe at a lunch break, same thing. The more often you watch the movie, the more often you deploy spaced repetition, rinse and repeat, the faster the vision takes hold. Now you have a contrast between what's going on now and what you're envisioning going on. And now you unleash every power of enthusiasm, every power of courage, every power of persistence and physical energy and creativity and creative interpretations, and nothing but green lights to propel you down the path. The fuel, the feelings, the fuel to propel you down the path. Doing what you need to do every day, every week, every month, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, regardless of the results, regardless of setbacks, regardless of adversity, regardless of circumstances. You just keep going. Which leads you where? All the way to the Emerald City, yellow brick road, step after step after step. You cannot stop a man or a woman that will not be stopped, that goes every day pursuing their dream.